Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin with the Sever Summoner building. For this, we're going to refund the whole Paragon board. Finally. And we're going to refund all the skills, making everything so much faster. And we're going to begin with Reap into Enhanced Reap. And I'm not sure if we're going to do Acolytes Reap or if I'm actually going to be using Reap at all, because we don't know if that is really going to be used. There is going to be Sever, so as many points in Sever as possible. And then we're going to use Sever, but Sever together with more damage from minions. We're also going to use Hood Flash, probably. We might actually not need Hood Flash. We're going to have to see about that. We're going to be using Unliving Energy and the triple on Imperfectly Balanced, because Sever costs like 20. This would cost 30, and this costs 15. So 20 is kind of like nicely in between. I can do 5 Severs because before I'm out of essence. Then we have Corpse Explosion into Corpse Generation. I'm not sure if we actually would need Corpse Explosion into Corpse Generation because we have the Reap to make the corpse. So we might just use Blood Mist as Blood Mist. We will use Grim Harvest because we will use corpses for our skeletons, which also might make us use Hood Flash. So we'll definitely be using Skeletal Warriors. We'll use Skeletal Mages. We need Death Reach. And we're probably going to go for Decrepify. But I haven't 100% decided on Decrepify yet. We will do Corpse Tendrils, and we will probably do Corpse Tendrils as Blood Orbs. Yes. We will do Reaper's Pursuit and the full Shadow Minion damage. And this is where I'm thinking about. So Shadow Blight, every 10th time an enemy receives shadow damage from you or your minion, while they are affected by Shadow Blight, they take an additional shadow damage instance, right? And the basic plan would be that we're going to have Shadow Mages to help us stack Shadow Blight for the bonus Shadow Blight damage. And technically, we need Corpse, a Bone Storm. We're not going to use Hellbent Commander because our minions are not there for damage. They're only there for support. Okay. Now we have 3 skill points over, so we'll keep this for a second. We'll have Reapers making corpses, so we always have corpses to summon more minions. I mean, we could also take, like, Defenders, technically. Because the basic idea would be, like, since we don't need unlimited corpses, that we could technically play Defenders. Maybe? Could that be a thing? Is there still mystery chests in Hell Tides? Yes, there's still mystery chests. And then we'd still sacrifice... Oh, wait. We would go for Shadow Mages for the every 4th attack is an additional, instead of making Essence. And I really need to see if we can actually keep up with the Essence production, because I think we should have enough Lucky Hit to continuously trigger our things. Now, we would higher our damage. We would go for more resistances. We would go for more... We probably still do, like, this is the question, would we do more shadow damage over time? Because right now, we need the bonus of shadow damage, but we can't really do shadow damage over time. So we would have to use Amplify, but I don't have Amplify leveled. So we'd probably just start with... Probably just do Scourge. Because you and your minions deal 10% damage, increased damage to enemies that are affected by shadow damage over time. We don't need to do shadow damage over time, but it would be me and my minions doing more damage to enemies affected by shadow damage over time, which would kind of not be bad. Another 10% multiplier. We take all of this, maximum armor. And then we would begin with the wither board because we need all the... Actually, that's not true. We would begin with, in this case, the Send of Death board. Because in this case, we need the critical strike damage. Into... I'm not sure if we're going to take Essence here. We're going to take Essence for the maximum critical strike. We could actually leave Death Marked away. Damage to injured enemies. It's kind of like nice to have the damage to injured enemies, especially because it's for free, right? But just take a like good amount of dex. And then we could go into the Wither board for shadow damage. And here you would take damage versus elites because it's just way too good to not take damage versus elite. And more damage to enemies affected by shadow damage over time. Then we would take darkness damage. Don't need that last willpower here for now. Need one more intelligence that we can take. This would be shadow damage and shadow damage over time. You technically don't need the shadow damage over time, but you want the shadow damage. Your shadow damage over time effects have a chance to explode, but I'm not sure if this would make sense for this build to have it explode. That is the good question. We need the Flesh Eater. Even though the Flesh Eater could get complicated for this board. And here we need control. Damage to elites, damage to elites. And get the... bonus critical strike damage. Which is the... And then we could go into the... I think we have to go into the Flesh Eater board last. Wait. There's a little something about the Cult Leader board. You would have to turn it like this. Why like this? So we're gonna... the Dead Razor glyph in so our minions don't die. I'm gonna get them their damage reduction as much as we can, right? We notice we're lacking a little bit of dex. We also need a wee bit more intelligence. We're not taking this minion attack speed. But what you need to do is you do need to go here into this node called Armor Clad. We're missing 5 decks for that. We're missing 5 decks for that. And a bunch of willpower for that. That doesn't matter. Because we actually need only the decks. So enough decks. Ah, I almost forgot that node. Critical strike damage. We're still going for critical strike damage with this build. Just too good to ignore. I have to take you out for... I need one that does magical damage nodes bonus. Like corporal. But yeah, I need amplify. So I'm actually going to put blunt drinker in here because the only thing I have, because this boosts all these nodes, as you can see, tremendously. I'm not going to use blood drink here, but it's just about like, this is instead of 5, it's 11% more damage instead of it's 100 armor and so on. And it also gives me like even more dex so I can reach what I'm looking for here right now. So that's really simple, but I need to level amplify up. Huh. Is Black River worth using? No. Black River is really not worth using at all. This is live? Yes, Usagi. This is live. We're making the build live there. James, good to see you there. Virus also. Howdy. We're currently trying to make the Sever Summoner work, and we're facing a few unique challenges. So we have the minions work. We have blood mist. We have corpse tendrils. We're not playing corpse explosion. We're gonna have to play blood mist corpse explosion. And we technically want to play Reap, but if I do this, what I'm having here right now, right? So if we're getting the skills in like I do, if we do actually play Decrepify, and that's a little bit my issue. If we do Decrepify, then I'm lacking the space to do Bone Storm.
I'm out of essence.
I'm actually surprised how often it overpowers. Just checking like damage what we deal right now. Okay, so we would get rid of Hemomancy, Ravenous would stay, Prayer in the Weak would stay. Blood Boil's gone, Metamorphosis could go away. We would be playing maybe Domination for maximum crits, but I'm not sure about this. We would be playing Coven's Fangs, so we get things vulnerable. Now, one thing I want to know is, this says, you deal increased damage to cursed enemies, right? Chat. But what about the vampiric curse? It says cursed enemies. And we have the vampiric curse. Does this count as cursed enemies? Because right now, the plan would be to technically get rid of Decrepify, so I could play Bone Storm. Because that gives me 20% crit stance bonus, and that would be huge, right? Time for the dummy. Well, the problem is I can't really test it versus the dummy. Because Metamorphosis gives me like this here, right? It gives me Vampiric Curse, but it's actually not applying the Vampiric Curse on the dummies. Let me get Vampiric Curse. Okay, so we can.
I need more time.
So it applies Vampiric Curse, and then like.
I need more essence.
So I do like 3,000. Like, so I have one Vampiric Curse, the other not. If the crits on the one are higher, correct? No, on the other one. Like only doing damage to these two, right? Again, Vampire Curse. So there's 4,500. 4.3. 7k on the other guy. 3 there. It's really hard to say we're now doing more damage or not more damage to the Vampiric Curse enemy. On average, it feels higher. And now let's see when I put the curse on. Do we just see more? So these are cursed now. Do I generally see higher numbers? Yeah, we generally see higher numbers. I see like 4,000 way more often. Is this 4.2 that I didn't see before? So curse is curse and it doesn't count. Yeah, okay. So it doesn't count. Shit. Hey, True, good to see you there. Altair also. Howdy, James. Pleasure. So that means we have to play Decrepify. But then we would have to stop playing Reap. And Reap is kind of like our essence production, right? So if we would just say stop playing Reap so we could play Bone Storm, then as soon as we're out of essence, we wouldn't have a way to produce essence but dashing. And our minions. So that's the thing. Our minions would also produce essence for us. We have the skeleton mages with shadow damage right now. But the skeleton mages with shadow damage, they would also produce essence again over Feed the Coven if we hit the lucky hits. Is that enough to rely on, though? That's the question, right? And I'm having a hard time believing in that, if I'm honest with you. So right now we would have to play T-Bald's Will, right? Increase damage while unstoppable, so we'd probably still play Metamorphosis then. To defeat the Coven, the Domination, and some other shenanigans, we have to change like two thingies. We have to put Soulbrand off. We noticed that. We could play the Litless Wall still. We have to put the Banished Lord's Talisman off. So Banished Lord's Talisman comes away. We have... Oh, Shadow Blight. That's my amulet. That gives me 3 ranks in the Terror passive, total armor, slow duration, shadow damage over time. It's kind of nice because it brings our armor up. And there's an interesting point here, guys. So 85% is kind of like 85-90% is the cap, right? Doesn't go higher than that, even though it shows 100%. But this is also only against 100 enemies. So if you wonder why you're dying is because 10,000 is only kind of like the cap against, or 9,000. It's actually not 10,000. It's like 8,000 here. Like 10,000 is kind of like the cap against level 100 enemies. Okay, let's put these 2 rings away. And I got Minion Life rings. Minion Life. It's max Minion Life, but it's missing... I made perfect rings for this build. Yeah, this is maximum. Here, there's critical strike chance, maximum life, and maximum minion life. Super good. And it would turn my Bone Storm into darkness. And then we have this one that is okay. We would need a one-handed weapon that's not a wand. Where's my... Actually, we need a one-handed weapon that is a wand. Huh. Why? We want... we want... Lucky hit chance. Sorry, John. Had a moment there. Said we want. Lucky hit chance. So... Question rather is, do we play the Litless Wall? Minion live. Umbral Ring, not an option. I don't have these slots. I barely have enough slots for all of this, as you can see here right now. When I finally have a chest that has Minion Life and that kind of stuff on.
I'm not ready. I'm low on essence. I need more time.
So I know this build could be doing millions of crits before. See, now I'm out of essence and I rely on my minions to kind of give me essence. The problem is the minions don't attack dummies, Chan. What do you say is the most fun build in general? I am currently working on a YouTube document for you guys. YouTube document on a Google document. And that Google document is going to have all my builds in it. And what we're going to do is we're going to rate them here from what they are able to do. Okay? So, like, we have Bloodlands. There's going to be, like, the Sever Summoner 2, which is really good at leveling. So we're gonna rate them in, like, leveling, that, and this kind of stuff, right? In case of speed. Uber Lilith, I don't know yet, honestly, what this build is going to be. Or just double X. So where this build, where each build excels at. And that's what we're going to be, that's what I'm planning to do for you. With a link to the respective builds. So you can actually decide what you want to play at what time of your journey. And that's a resource I'm going to be creating now in the next couple of days. It's going to take me a little bit because, you know, I'm always like, I'm taking some time, you know, these things are not going to whipped out of nowhere. Like, you know, it's going to be 2 or 3 days to get this done. But yeah, we're creating this. What currently my most favorite build is actually the Bloodlands build. I have to say the Bloodlands 2.0 that we just recently made. It's in our latest live stream. It's also this link here. That one is absolutely fantastic. So I'm trying to, like, give you the best resources as well everywhere. Necrominions don't attack the dummies. Yes. Here, let me show you. Let me show you. I can. Simple. So Necrominions don't attack the dummies. I mean, also dummies don't make corpses. So, yay. Here, we do this to make some corpses. Let's go. Come on, minions. Attack. Attack. Come on, do it. Attack. Do it. Do it. Do it. Fight. 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 Crimson, we'll definitely be testing things. So today is where we really try to perfect the Sever Summoner, so we get a good Sever Summoner for you. I have some plans on what I want to do, and we kind of like, I wrap my head around. The main important part is obviously getting Shadow Blight stacked up a lot of times. What problem we're going to be facing is getting the Flesh Eater going, because we currently have the aspect that, or the thingy that gives us 40% multiplicative damage, right? But in order to get the 40% multiplicative damage, we have to eat 5 corpses, and that is going to be, like, quite complicated with this build to actually eat up these 5 corpses. We usually do use Flicker Step because Flicker Step is really good. It might be the first build where we actually put Flicker Step out. Again, I am not sure about the use of Litless Wall here in this one, so it might be finally time to say goodbye to Flicker Step, which is going to be harsh for me because I don't actually have any other boots that could replace Flicker Step, to be honest. We need Sever Gloves. I think I picked up Sever Gloves at some point. I was making sure that worst case scenario, I had a pair of high-leveled Sever Gloves. I have the Sever Boots. So we technically have the Sever Boots, right? Create desecrated ground beneath your Sever Specters as they travel, damaging enemies. I'm not sure. If they trigger Shadow Blight. Because they didn't use... Oh, we can actually test... Ah, ha, 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 ha. Ladies and gentlemen, we can test this. Does spawn minion count as a corpse consume? It does. Also, the corpse explosion aspect would count as corpse consume, kind of. You know?
Time to do that.
So if I do this now... How long does it take? It takes for specters to travel, create desecrated ground beneath you, sever specters as they travel, damaging enemies for 2 seconds. So it's 2 stacks. Guys, keep that in mind. It's 2 stacks right now. We need to damage enemies 10 times for Shadow Blight to work, right? Shadow damage infects enemies with Shadow Blight for 2 seconds. Every 10th time enemy receives shadow damage. So since we do 2 instances of shadow damage with Sever. So Sever comes and goes. So that's 2 hits, right? 2 instances of shadow damage plus 2 ticks of shadow damage. Which, that's 4. Which technically means that with 3 Severs, I would have to apply a Shadow Blight cast. Wait, does that work? 3 Severs is 6 attacks plus 6 ticks. Technically. So if I do 1 Sever, 2 Severs, 3 Severs. But it's only 1 stack of Shadow Blight. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the desecrated ground below that does not count as shadow damage for some reason. Now, if I'm hitting multiple targets, I'm obviously getting the 100% damage increase. But you notice how the boots are actually not counting. Do I have a Bone Spear build? No. But I have a Bloodlands build, which is 1 billion times better than any Bone Spear build you could ever think about. Okay, so we figured out that does not work. So let's forget about the boots, okay? I heard someone talking about Infinus Summoner. Is it possible to make something like that? It's not impossible. It just makes no sense to make. Not that it's impossible. It just makes absolutely no sense to make. Okay, this does ultimate skill damage. I need it to be damage reduction instead. Some 8% damage is not bad, but I need it to be... Not like... The chest can have damage reduction, while fortified damage reduction from distant enemies. Total armor. Total armor is better. Yeah, total armor is great. Yes. Yes. I get a higher roll of total armor though. But I get a higher roll of total armor though. As you see, I don't care about my money because we have more than enough money. If you need money, you can just get it back. And just not getting a higher roll is still saddening. That's sad. We needed Sever gloves, right? We have Sever gloves? All terrible rolls. I don't want any of this. This is bad. Why do you hate me? Okay, we could use these gloves, even though they're like not good gloves, but here we go again. Okay, what do we need? We have Grasping Veins. We have the Shadow Blight Key passive. We have Bone Storm makes Shadow Blah Shenanigans. We got the pans for the essence because that's what we need. We can dash the boots away. We could actually take boots. I don't know if I have any good boots, to be honest. Slow duration, dodge chance, shadow resistance, all stats. Ranks to corpse thunder, slow duration, dodge against distance, all yeah, cool. There's also blood mist triggers corpse explosion, which I kind of need. And that reminds me that we need shadow corpse explosion. Don't need more than 1 rank in Reap, and I need shadow corpse explosion. Skeletal warriors, skeletal mages. We have 1 aspect free. So there's two things we could do here. We are either going to go for Shadow Blight Key passive stacking damage, but that's not what this build is doing. This build is going for maximum damage kind of otherwise. So technically, Bloodless Scream, good for any build. We will make a Bloodless Scream build, don't worry, at some point. Unbeknownst in the future. It is planned. But it's going to be more... I'm not going to say a meme build, but it's going to be a meme build. So we could restore primary resource when we crowd control an enemy. We could also, if your shadow damage over time effects have a 22% chance to generate 3 essence, and damage from your Shadow Blight Key passive will generate 2 essence. So we could have a passive essence boost. I mean, crowd control, we can stun and we can slow, so that would permanently work to actually give us essence. So shall we try that out? Umbral essence now? What you could do is, with a crowd control, right, you could technically play a certain boots. So there is a boots, and they're called Penitent. Yeah, you could play the Penitent Greaves, and they would essentially make Penitent. I need the Penitent now. They would make a... They would technically freeze the whole time, so they would also work. It's not a bad thought. Could technically think about it. Do that. Also, finally, a build that's not using 1 gazillion uniques, Chad. Because most of my builds will use like 1 gazillion uniques, right? But I found an aspect of the exposed flesh in Duriel. Yeah, how about you eat a bag of Doritos? Because you, sir, I have seen like 1 single exposed flesh so far. And I am in shambles because I want more exposed flesh. Shambles, Chan. I hope I didn't accidentally now disenchant my 10% good one Penitent Grease, because there's a world where I just did that. Oops. Mother's Embrace. Mother's Embrace is good for Blood Surge. A blood surge build will thank you for Mother's Embrace wholeheartedly. Okay. That's what you're looking for. This glove is almost perfect if it had blood surge on it. Interesting. Okay, now that we have all of this together, I don't want to straight up jump into a high nightmare dungeon. I need to test this in a lower nightmare dungeon. So I'm not sure about the minion survivability right now. We have 16,000 life. We have 11,000 armor. We have 300% critical strike. We got some vulnerable. That's okay. We got all damage plus, core damage plus. Our minion life bonus is only 240%, and that is extremely weak. Why is it only 240%? We're missing pants with another 50%. Our chest is only 30 instead of 50, which is super fucking weak. Our rings are high rolled, so that's nice. And we're missing the shield, which is also another 50% minion life. So you notice we're missing some vast amounts of minion life right now. That being said, we're playing skeletal warriors that are negating damage because we don't actually need them for damage. So let's try a tier 71. If I'm not able to do a tier 71, 70 around there, that would be horrible. So we need to be able to do that. That's Avenger, Monster Regen. Yeah, vulnerable resist should be fine. Oh, where are we going? There. Resource aspects are so rare, sadly, apart from the blood aspect. I have a theory of farming rare aspect. If you farm tier 3 with your level 100, most of the cases it drops max roll aspects. Interesting. Zahid, did you try that on the Tree of Whispers? Because you could really try to easily replicate that on a Tree of Whispers and see, like, if you do tier 3 Tree of Whispers, if you potentially are getting just higher rolls straight away. So let me get used to my skills here right now, because that's a problem. My skills are in a weird mambo jambo. Let's go on, explode some corpses. Pull everything together, curse them. Yeah, I mean, damage is good. Turn on all my minions now, or back up. Oh, I don't have all my vampiric powers running, huh? I'm wondering why am I not getting resource? I'm surprised that this one actually executed me. Why am I not getting resource? Because I don't have my vampiric powers running. I prefer to delete a roll one accident if you never want to accidentally delete your equipment again, guys. There's one thing to keep in mind, okay? And that is double spacebar, the stuff you never want to accidentally delete. Because the double spacebar favorites it, or the spacebar, like here, it favorites it. So you don't accidentally delete these items, okay? Very important, keep that in mind. We get Metamorphosis working, but we don't have Feed the Coven working, which is the one power we actually need. Can I put it on my glove? Thank you very much, Mr. Glove. That was really helpful, and that's my essence production now. So this build was extremely good pre-season and season 1. And now I need to see if I can replicate this. Should actually look at my pre-season build and how I made it work. And the damage is nice. As you can see, it's possible to do the damage. We get this going on. Yes, I didn't summon my minions right now, but that's just because I want to see the damage. Like, you notice, like, crits are massive and a lot, so you're just obliterating your enemies. And the more minions you have out, the better it actually is, because your minions, again, multiplicative higher your damage. What I'm just noticing, though, is that I'm barely making bonus. Go in, explode some corpses. Go out, pull them all together. I like that we don't really run into essence issues right now.
I'm not ready.
And my lucky hit is relatively low. And despite having Lootless Wall running, I'm not really making bonus. And there was a 700k crit. So they are possible, the high crits. Gotta resummon my minions. I mean, if they already die in a lower tier, I'm also gonna die in a higher tier, which has me a little bit unhappy.
I'm not ready.
And there, 500k. So the crits are rolling out, but yeah, there's my first actual bone storm that I made.
I'm not ready.
The Lilith Wall is not really. The Lilith Wall playstyle is not really working for this one. I might just go back to Reap, to be honest, and screw Bone Storm. Yeah. Might just. Much as I want to have the damage reduction, Reap also allows you to do the initial corpse. So you go in, Reap, initial corpse, and then you could do that, which is really useful. That means we have another. We have another aspect open. 2 aspects actually, which is really good because that means we could play Disobedience. That's more armor for you and your minions. It's kind of nice. See, now I don't have a corpse. I can make a corpse straight away, pull everything together, curse it, and then like just delete everything, right? Kind of like your gameplay loop all the time. Pull everything together, just sever it. We are not having any essence issues, which is actually kind of cool to see, right? Seems more squishy than your other builds. Oh, this is naturally more squishy due to not having the permanent bury up. But I think we can fix this by playing Disobedience and generally more armor. Because in order to do tier 100 plus dungeons, okay, you're also gonna have to have like anything around 13,000 armor. The thing is, your natural squishiness shouldn't matter because that's what you have the minions for, right? I mean, we have the minions to tank for us. We have the corpse tendrils to keep everything busy. And if something ever comes very close to me,
I need more time.
that's what I also then have Blood Mist for. What I just need to take care of is that I'm naturally tanky enough to avoid getting killed by random damage happening. See, I make a corpse, pull everything together, and everything dies. Perfection. As you can see, we make a lot of blood orbs as well, which is kind of nice. Pull everything together, hit it. So it's kind of like your gameplay loop, right? It's a bunch of elites, so let's see how that goes now. Well, that's the butcher.
I need more time.
Usually this build goes very well against the butcher.
I need more time.
If I'm able to especially have him like get killed by my minions, but get stuck with my minions, but he just blasts the minions anyways. Ow.
Need more time.
Yeah, we need to play Disobedience. I see that. There's like no question. Could I play? Should I play? Maybe a Disobedience.
I need more time.
I need Disobedience. Yeah, kill me. We need to get disobedience. I hate Butcher. He ignores minions. He does not only ignore minions, his shout actually kills all your minions. I don't know if you ever noticed that. If your minions like block the Butcher and he shouts, it kills it. I've now gotten like this is the crazy fun part like about making guides. So like literally reading comments like, oh, I see your build has been struggling with the Butcher as a necro. Must be a bad build. And you're like, that must be a rogue talking. Or like, I mean, if this is not a rogue or a barbarian talking, then I don't know what. Because necro is the single-handedly worst class to face the Butcher in any capacity. Okay, so we get a helmet aspect free, chat, and we get a ring aspect free. What would you say is good for this build? We're currently, so again, maximum crit damage with Sever is the plan. Going for absolute Sever high crits. Technically, there was a thought where we could put in any kind of overpower. We could higher our attack speed with crits, so that is something we can also do. So more attack speed through crits that we can essentially sever faster in a row. So more severs consecutively after each other is a possibility. We could put on the Penitent Grease now for a permanent 10% damage increase and freeze. So that's also a possibility. We could play the aspect of the Hardened Bones to make our minions not die that quick. And we could put on Disobedience, obviously. So now we're going to have 3 corpses eaten. We're going to eat... Oh, wow, that's a lot of poison. Jesus Christ, how much poison did that thing make below himself? I was like, is that poison ever going to stop? No? No? Ever? Can I walk anywhere here where there's not massive amounts of poison? Please? Thank you, Jesus. If your minions didn't lag behind you every time, well, that's the curse of doing a minion build. That's what you have Blood Mist for. So you walk in. So what happens is you walk in first, reap, pull things together, then you start hurling out your stuff. If someone decides to push you, you go into Blood Mist, so you're safe. Then you corpse tendrils again, and then rinse and repeat. And that's kind of like the gameplay loop to keep you alive. Also, that range of that dude is crazy. But if it kills me in a tier 79 dungeon, it's also going to kill me. I will need like... I will need like 14,000 armor. I mean, right now, my resistances are decent, I guess. I guess I have a problem. Like, my rings both have fire resistance, and my amulet also has... Yeah, my rings both have fire resistance because I'm already capped out on resistances, right? Shadow fire. So I have like lightning, cold, poison. That's okay. Like, let's see how a boss fight does now. With my minions, we do the corpse explosions to get more shadow stacks under her. Yeah, these things one-hitting me is quite unlucky. Since I wouldn't say they should one-hit me. Let's put on Disobedience quickly. Maybe Ghostwalker? No, I don't think we need Ghostwalker. I'm not a fan of Ghostwalker generally. What are your DRs like? Not good right now. We have some minion damage reduction running right. Damage reduction from close with 20%, 40% because of Decrepify. Damage reduction from Shadow Dodge. We also have, right? It's not that high because we're just didn't get much of the things like raid rep. We've been looking for damage reduction. We had total armor though. We can swap that over. So what did I say? What did we want to do? We want to change the aspect, yes, to Disobedience. I should have a disobedience. Disobedience. I mean, take this as like absolutely not min-max gear, right? We could also think about putting the pants away. So right now we're playing T-Bald's Will for the bonus damage, but technically we could take T-Bald's Will away. Disobedience comes on the...
May your road be filled with wonders.
Does disobedience come on the amulet for the maximum amount of armor?
There's a sanctuary at your fingertips. How may I help you?
With disobedience, we would get 66% more armor. On 10,000 armor, that's another 5,000 bonus. Here, I did the numbers, John. Let's put it on the helmet. Oh, no, 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 no. Because I found another helm. Ha, 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 ha. I did soul searching for such a long time now. Where is it? I found, please don't tell me I threw it away. Yes, I found another helm. That was meant to be my chosen helm for if I ever do a different build. Because I wanted to stop. Okay, we get cooldown reduction in the ranks of Decrepify. They need to go away. Dexterity, sure, we could do this. But what will be better? What could a helm have? Cooldown reduction, maximum life, total armor. What's a third skill we could have? My 60 dex doesn't hurt, but it's not what I was looking for. Tuck in. So this is gonna be finally a higher armor. That's good. And it's gonna get disobedience then. Okay, disobedience. Fun. I needed to have nothing. I needed to have nothing. Great. That's good. Okay, and we had a ring aspect left over, guys, because we don't need the blood wave and the things. So ring aspects are always very good because ring aspects are like usually some amazing shittery. Ooh, what could I take? We don't need essence on the ring. We have another offensive aspect left over. What do we have? I mean, we could take critical strikes with core skills, increase our attack speed, right? Not bad. We could take... Aspect of the Damned? No. No, not the basic skills. Umbral we have. Torment, no. Ultimate Shadows, not worth it. Ultimate Shadows is what we have. We could take Shadow Trail. We could take Shadow Trail. Blood Mist leaves behind a trail of desecrated ground that lasts for 4 seconds and deals shadow damage per second to enemies who stand in it. The question is, does the blood-soaked aspect actually trigger Shadow Blight? I never checked that one. Let's try that one. Blood-soaked. I don't have it. Blood Mist. What? Did I just write that wrong? Yeah, does that trigger armor potion? Yeah, we could take an armor potion too, so that's not the problem. But it's just like, okay. Blood Mist pulls behind a trail of shadows. Okay, because if that Blood Mist trail of shadows would actually make me... No, I can't teleport. Wait, fuck. Yeah, I gotta kill the boss quickly first. We can take the armor potion. The armor potion would bring us up to 12,000 armor. Then with disobedience, we would be at armor cap. So that would be good, right? What about Mendel in this? I don't have the lucky hit to guarantee Mendel. So the problem is right now that we're hovering around a 23% lucky hit chance. That is barely enough to trigger Feed the Coven. Feed the Coven is needed for us to restore essence. Yeah, we're taking way less damage. Look at this now. How less damage we're taking from one minion hit already. I mean, these are like shitty dudes, right? They're not nothing special dudes, but...
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, before we would like Harvest die. This is like the crazy part about the damage reduction from armor, because it's so huge right now. Okay, made all the corpses I need to make. Now let's check. Yeah, attack speed is just more. That's what I'm thinking about. Like to go for the attack speed too. Okay, Trail of Shadows, Curse for the damage reduction. Okay, what? Why does this kill me still? I was pretty sure I would tank that because I can tank that in the other build. I'm wearing Boots of the Empty Grave. The Boots of the Empty Grave, they don't trigger Shadow Blight. What I need to know is if the... So the Boots of the Shadow Grave, they had that problem already, the Empty Grave, that they don't trigger Shadow Blight. Weirdly enough. The question rather is if the Desecrated Ground from them doesn't trigger, does the Desecrated Ground from Blood Mist still trigger? Because the wording is the same. Okay? Grease of the Empty Tomb. Yep, sorry. How do you not know that you summon minions before a boss fight? Because I forgot, Michael. It's been a while that I played minions. How do you write a sentence like that and don't feel bad about it? Come on, sir. Smile a bit. Be a bit nicer. So we need to put away the corpse explosion thingy. Abilities. No more corpses. And now we go... Ah, it's okay, it stacks. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Good. I knew that already, but I have my confirmation. That's actually very nice for the Desecrated Ground. I'm still sad we died there. So this has me a little bit in shambles that we died. I'm missing 500 life here. I'm missing 500 life here for not max rolls, but that would just be another 1,000 life more. I miss life on the pens. So the tops thing we could do is we could take pens that also have maximum life. And total armor. But that couldn't be it. It can just be a pens issue. Damage reduction from close enemies. Yeah, but I wouldn't be that much more. You could play Soulbrand. So we could play Soulbrand, but the problem with Soulbrand is you need Barrier, right? So this is Barrier generation, maximum life, lucky hit while you have Barrier, and then 20% damage reduction from enemies close. And when your healing potions no longer heal you instantly, instead it grants you a Barrier for 200 health of the healing for 4 seconds. While you have Barrier, you gain 20% damage reduction. So with this, you would instantly gain 40% damage reduction. Technically. When you could play Topaz. Just gain damage reduction from control impaired enemies. That would be simple. Like another 18%. I could just flick the things out and just reduce my life a bit. When we have the armor now, I'm just really surprised that the explosion from her would kill us. And again, I'm probably just too used to being absolutely tanky because let's be fair, I usually have like a billion tankiness going on, right? But it won't work on bosses since you can't CC bosses. Exactly. I mean, the problem with bosses is not the overall damage they deal. It's just that one hit from her. So maybe we just try a different boss, right? When again, we go for tier 79 dungeon just to vibe in. Because not every build needs to be able to do tier 100s. This is a great leveling build. It might be that just this season it's just a leveling build, if I'm honest with you. I have no minions. I'm just wondering where's like what's different, Chan? What's missing? What's missing? My minions. I'm assuming around here. I'm just wondering. So by the way, yes, if we didn't have minions, we could probably play this with Okay. Okay. I was just about to, like, you know, summon some things, like, to get some stuff going. How about you just take a chill pill for a second and just don't one-hit me? It just feels so squishy, but not in a good way. Not like in crush me between your thighs, mommy, kind of like, you know, squishy way thingy. Yeah, it just doesn't feel good. I have to say, the project Sever Summoner might be just discarded straight away to what if we just go for Sever? You know? Like Sever Summoner worked last season because of all the auto summons and everything. Yeah, I guess we'll have to destroy the Sever component. That makes me sad. Do you have a Blood Surge Summoner build? Yes, we have a Blood Surge Summoner build on the YouTube. We have a Pure Summoner build on the tube. And we'll update the Blood Surge Summoner build. But the Blood Surge Summoner... well, the Blood Surge Summoner build has an advantage over the Sever Summoner. Because it doesn't... it heals, where the Sever Summoner actually doesn't heal. Which makes me think about Undying. But even if I use Undying, it doesn't change the damage problematic. So it might be that the Sever Summoner is already at the point where fuck the summons and do the Sever. Which would give us a bunch of bonus skills. And it would allow us to play this. Would have to sacrifice minions. Would still go on like this and that wouldn't change. We would actually try to... It's interesting because what I'm doing right now, I'm turning everything in a variation of Infinimist, just with different skills. So let's make this tanky then. I'm sorry for betraying you like this, chat. But it might be that Sever Summoner is just not what it should be. Still play Ravenous. Not sure if Ravenous would work. You don't technically need your damage over time effects to do bonus damage. You just don't need it. You do not need it. Do not need it. But what else could you go for? Technically, you should have to go for anticipation because then we would actually turn this. Yeah. So let me see. And this is why I had the other helmet, chat, by the way. So now suck it disobedience, you go away, and we're gonna go for my other, where's my other helmet that I'm too blind to find right now? Helmet? Helm? Sorry, it's helm, not helmet. Which brings me to, we could actually play the GoXLR crown. I don't have the aspects for that. Where's my... Alright, thank you very much. We don't need the... this is a problem because I don't have other rings. We'll keep the rings. Shut up like key passive. That, there, then thy, there, then thy. We could do something different on the gloves. That is attack speed then. Suck it. Blood skills, overpower attack speed, crit attack speed, bone prison, crit attack speed, and overpower, crit attack speed. Hello? Or skills, crit attack speed. Barbarian Fortify, you have too much armor. Don't worry. We have Soulbrand. And we have Chilling Storm. And we have Litless Wall. And we have even more. Don't worry. This is a working concept right now that I just put over. So we made a Bloodlands build with Litless Wall already. We made a Blood Search build with Litless Wall, which is crazy, by the way, that it actually works. And now the next step would be Sever Summoner. Yeah. It's interesting because the desecrated ground should allow us to pull this off. We need to sacrifice our minions for... I'm
not ready yet.
Okay. Still no corpse explosion though. Okay. When we update the build guide for the Bloodlines 2, we already did that. In the Bloodlines video, you have an updated Bloodlines 2. The difference is that I just made a complete new guide for that. I'm sorry because we couldn't just update. It wasn't good enough to just update. Okay, so now you would go for this, then you would zoom through, you would pull things together. Oh, pull things together. Make a lot of bone storms, kill everything. Pull things together, bonus bone storm. Who's keeping these alive? Load everything. Oh, I lost. Did I lose my bone storms? I lost my bone storms. Oh. Damage output not as high as I was expecting it to be, especially with the bonus crit that we now have. I mean, survivability, as you notice, is straight up S tier now. So you're not even remotely ever in danger of dying. Pull everything together. You just went from like you know being a pushover to like they can't kill me, it's impossible. And this continues like that because you can just like you have reap give you damage reduction. I can just make bonus bone storms by reaping people, which is super funny because reap has enough lucky hit to do that. And we go through. We get our Shadow Blight stacked up. But the crits I'm seeing are like only 200k crits, so I'm not so happy about that right now. Because Sever could crit up to millions. And right now, like the highest I've seen is like 300k, which is not really impressive, if we're honest. 400k, okay. Need more regularity in these crits. Load everything. So we have the 40% damage stack together with the 5 stacks of Shadow Blight. Super fast happening in this build. It's kind of nice.
I need more time.
Up.
I'm not ready yet.
You notice like we just have 16,000 barrier just permanently happening. Too many numbers on screen. We can test it on the training dummies actually. But yeah, it's 200k, 300k. I'm trying to see like 200k again. I mean, crits are permanent though. Like right, we're just critting. There's like no question. Are we critting? Yeah, we are. Continuously. Surface level D4 content is worth it to get back into it. There, like, so the road to 100 is way more fun now, but as you're 100, the game is still over. Okay, so this is Diablo 4 in a nutshell currently. The road to 100 is brilliant currently. It's so good, like very well done improvement, everything. But again, as soon as you're 100, that was a 303k. As soon as you're 100, it's still over.
I'm not ready.
So that would be my only complaint at this point. When I'm still playing after 100 because you could now farm for the Uber uniques. So like, I mean, I'm saying it's over, but again, you could actually farm for Uber uniques, which is kind of cool. And if you think about that, you're farming for Uber uniques and you're going to be keeping these Uber uniques also later for the Eternal Realm. So that's kind of nice. Not going to lie. So by the way, how are you liking this now? Apart from the damage, we need to work on the damage, but from the survivability, we just fixed this. So Sever is working from the, like, I can stand in these 4 elites, right? And I don't take a single point of damage. I just deleted them with crits. That was really nice. Again, I walk in, take some initial damage, curse them, and then boom, 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 boom. Then dash, then do my Bone Storm. So I always have the Bone Storm running, pull them together again, do this, and then some more crits, right? But we need like more regular higher crits. What's good is we're not running into essence issues. Like you see how we're essentially, despite blowing out our essence like crazy due to T-Ball's will and the Reeb, we're not really running out. That was 500k. I saw 500k. That's good. 600k, 700k. It's possible. Okay, so if all the stars align and all my things like kind of compute together, then we actually do these kind of hits. It's like only when all the multipliers are multiplying and everything is going together. So not millions because of the change in how all the damage works. Because before this was hitting for millions, right? In Eternal Realm. But they changed how crit and how vulnerable works and all that stuff. So we can't do millions anymore. That's a bit of a bummer, I'm gonna be honest with you. Also, Sever's missing my favorite multiplier, which is the Minion multiplier now. That's a stinker. You play Necro only? I'll most likely play Necro only. Ball Lightning Sork seems very boring. It's strong, but boring, you know? You'd be down to do a guide for someone that left the game after season 1. I already have a guide that explains how the season mechanic works and everything. So if you want to check on the channel. Also, there's a guide how to level efficiently in this season too. So everything is on the channel. What we have to do now is we have to take that point out, and we technically have to make every third cast of Sever makes enemies vulnerable, and that's an absolute stinker. Let's see how the boss damage is. Yeah, without our minions, now the essence protection is lower.
I'm not ready yet.
And when we get the stun off really quick, huh?
I need more time.
Yeah, damage throughout the dungeon was good, but damage now like on a single target without minions, and that's the biggest problem. Without minions is horrible. But I guess the bigger problem is really essence. I'm so sad to see you not working as good as in season 1 Sever and on the Eternal Realm. The Sever Summoner, no. You could clear tier 100 dungeons, and now you're just a remnant of the past. Oh, the sadness, Chad, the sadness. Oh, that's not what I like. And I'm not even sure if we can save it. So what was different in season 1? Automatic corpse explosion and automatic decrepify essentially added another layer of damage to this build, because I could just exist. And my corpse explosion would continuously do shadow damage over time. That would continuously get us the Shadow Blight key passive. That would continuously skyrocket our damage. And that was kind of like how we were able to squeeze the most out of this build. But now that you don't see our minions here, which would give us the 22% damage and the bonus thingies. Like, I'm not even talking about Barber Heart, by the way. I just talked about like the things just adding up nicely. That's unfortunate. Well, and in the Eternal Realm, the crit multiplier was better, so... Well, ribbon pepperonis, guys. I've been thinking about making this an overpower build, so we could use the Banished Lord's Talisman. Oh, Sever. Sever, why? You see a man, guys, disappointed by the reality of this build not working. That's the first fail this season. We had a spotless track record, Chad. This is the first fail this season. Oh no. Why? Well, I guess we should go and make the Blood Surge Summoner then. I mean, if Sever Summoner is a fail and that didn't work out today, how about Blood Surge? Oh, Jesus, we're just taking, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. We're just taking a little bit here. I'll be trying my best, but this is like 2:30. Why is that's just sad. That's just sad. I'm so sorry you had to watch this. Can you forgive me? Yeah, it gets the job done, man. So what have they done that nerfed this? So they nerfed how how critical strike multiplies with vulnerable. So I might have 500% critical strike bonus, right? But that 500% critical strike bonus doesn't properly multiply with the other shenanigans. So that's a little bit of unfortunate there. Huh. Well, that's okay. I don't want to do this, guys. I was so excited, but yeah. We'll have to mark Sever Summoner off as a failure. Maybe the Bone Storm Blood Mist Summoner instead. A Bone Storm Blood Surge Summoner. Shash Mahoon, thank you for the 51. Devil, thank you for the 71. Good to see you there, Shash Mahoon and Devil. Very appreciated. Well, that concept is marked as a failure. So YouTube, put that in your calendar. This is bad. We'll be having to get our skeletons back. So I would still go for the defender. I would still go for the mages again, but this time for the cold mages. And we would sacrifice the golem for life. And we would then go for refund everything again. And there's no way I can make this better. So I'm sorry if you think I gave up too early now, but we actually don't. It's just not working. Which comes to a great sadness for me. Might not need Amplify for this one. Might need some bonus points from somewhere. Okay, that would be Blood Surge into Amplify with this, with a pull together into... Oh, which brings us to the problem that I can't play Hemorrhage. Huh. Nope, this build doesn't need to crapify. Well, now comes the very interesting question. This build can use Decrepify, but in order to use Decrepify, these pens need to work. These pens are called the Blood Moon Breaches. And they have a 7% chance for enemies to curse enemies, for minions to curse enemies. But we don't know if it works. We don't know if your minions actually curse them. We're not going to play the Banished Lord's Talisman, guys. We're actually going to play the Mini Nova. It does work, Michael? Well, that's good to know. Do I have to have it in my bar? That's the question. And it's a random curse. It's a random... Well, that it's a random curse doesn't matter to me. I just need a curse. You know? I don't care what curse it is. I just need a curse. You know? Poison resistance. I need lightning resistance because we meet that way too often. Which one is lightning? That one?
I cannot.
Yeah. And technically, cold resistance. Look at me, just having maxed out. Okay, so we get that there, then die. Oh, my blood surge gloves. Where are my blood surge gloves? Blood surge. Would be better if they had crit strike instead of lucky hit chance, by the way.
I cannot use that.
Oh, wrong vendor. Try to test the pants on dummy. Yeah, sadly, your minions don't give a fuck. Do I have overpower minion rings? I don't think I have overpower minion rings. Overpower. That's overpower maximum life. That's overpower maximum life. That's maximum minion life and no maximum life. That is maximum minion life. And no, I don't have overpower minion life rings, right? That is way too low to even be considered a ring. So I need overpower, maximum life, and maximum minion life, and I don't have that. Like, that doesn't exist in my inventory. It's kind of sad. We need the overpower one, though. That is corpse tendrils. We would need the... we could keep the umbral, to be honest. We're going to keep the blood moon breaches, which works nice. We have maximum minion life here. We have the shield. We need to keep these two shitty rings because I have nothing else working. What I could do is I could do Ring of Mendel, even though it's not good. Which still brings me to 18,000 life, and I don't even have the right Paragon board yet because we need to refund every single thing again. Then we go. I have a perverted joy in making Paragon boards, as it seems, Chan. Still playing with Blood Drinker because Blood Drinker is S tier. Where's Blood Drinker? Am I blind? Dominate? Essence? Blood Drinker. It's important to now go for mostly willpower. Willpower and int, but willpower actually hires... which rotation did I go over? Mostly need every single thing in the board anyways. That's the whole point. Damage while healthy and overpower damage. And you're taking the maximum and the fortify nodes. Then you're gonna go into this and you're gonna we put control in here for now, but we might not actually play control there. We're gonna go... Technically, I wanted to take this, but I noticed that I don't actually need these. Technically, I would take this. That is then into the Blood Drinker board, a Blood Baguettes. Blood Baguettes brings us into overpower, 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 dominate, overpower, 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 overpower. This is blood orb pickup bonus damage. This is bonus damage in general and overpower damage and overpower and overpower, overpower and general damage. Which can bring us for the maximum life, but I usually don't pick that up. We'll see. That brings us into the Scent of Death because Flesh Eater doesn't work here. Flesh Eater technically works because we're technically consuming corpses to resummon our minions, but that's like, we're not consuming enough to resummon our minions periodically to make this then work out. So it kind of falls under the yes, it works, but no, it doesn't work, you know? Is going to be Imbiber. Cult leader, don't forget that one. This is the minion board. We need Dead Razor. $19 points, and now I made a mistake. We need to re-roll this one backwards. Why? Because there's one thing you need to always do with when you play a minion mashup build. Okay? We're playing a minion mashup build. The whole plan is I hope I have enough points to pull this off. So you want to play Send of Death? Want to play Imbiber? Oh, technically, I mean, we do want the willpower nodes here, but we could technically leave them lacking. Come on, you can make it. I need these few loads. So this is like, this is just very good in general. Okay. Refund selected board. Yeah, that would be great. So now we have the basic Blood Surge with Bone Storm into Lidless Wall, together with minions that restore our essence periodically. We would have these minions restore our essence and higher our damage. We would also have these minions apply Vampiric Curse. So our vulnerable does more, and the minions also apply Vampiric Curse. That means I don't have to use Metamorphosis in this build, which would be good. I could focus on Blood Boil for the overpower damage. And then last but not least, we could either go for bonus Bone Storm, cooldown reduction shebang, but we don't need that. We could heal for kills. I think we might need heal for kills. Or we go for Ravenous for even more bonus attack speed. I think we'll probably need the heal. That means we would need 2 more skulls. Two more skulls over Chalice. No, over the other thing. Oh, here, helmet. Where's my cleansing acid? Oh. Oh. That's it. Technically. Yes, chat, we want to do Duriel. We want to do Duriel too. So that's gonna happen. I could trash the whole equipment. So, ladies and gentlemen, why don't you try other classes? So, Rakish, I mean, first and foremost, I didn't ignore you. I was just finishing the build. I'm sorry that I didn't give you attention while I was finishing the build. Sorry. My apologies. Why don't you try other classes? Because the only reason I play this game is because I like Necromancer. If Necromancer wouldn't exist, I wouldn't play Diablo. So the reason why I don't play other classes is a simple, this is where I have fun with. This is what I enjoy doing. This brings me everything. The boots are not Blood Mist Corpse Explosion, by the way. The boots are going out for Flicker Step again. So mainly I just find other classes so goddamn boring that I just want to jump from a bridge. Simple as it is. Okay, let's do in this case 79 again, chat. And then let's see how that one is working. After we just figured out that Sever Summoner is absolutely terrible. Thank you for 10 subs and resubs, by the way, chat. If you did bring your Prime subscription, don't forget to use it somewhere on Twitch, aka right here, right now. Greetings on this, well, free day. Thank you for 2,000 viewers. It's very appreciated. My name's P4wnyhof. Pleasure to meet you all. If you're new here, I'm the guy that makes Necromancer builds and has a lot of fun with Necro. Help, please. No, thank you. Not interested. Now we do our armor. And we make bonus bone storms by existing.
I need more time.
And I'm gonna summon my minions now. Minions are all in. Wahaha, everything dies. Overpower is just so much fun. Oh, I forget the mage aspect. Huh. Well, that's unfortunate. Like, you notice how this is different in the damage department, right? This is overpower. And overpower is just insane. Go in, pull them together. Overpower everything. Minions died, sadly. I gotta resummon my minions. Oh, really? They just perma-stunned me? Well, that's really unfortunate, Chan. That was perma-stun me. I'm just really sad on how fast minions die. I mean, we got... How much do we have right now? Only 200% bonus? Oh, because I'm... Still... Lost 1,000 overpower. Yeah, I mean, mages are taking a lot of your overpower away as soon as you summon them.
I'm not ready yet.
And we get everything killed quite nicely, but our minions just die, which has me a little bit in shambles. Oh, frozen again. Yeah, I'm a bit saddened about the life expectancy of my minions. Despite having like blood orbs to keep them alive and armor and everything. And yes, we're only running like a couple of minions here right now. They die like so fast. What is it with the minions this season that just makes them feel awful? At least in World Tier 4. How much candy did you get from the girls yesterday? They picked up a lot. I'm really surprised because Germany is just not big on Halloween. You know, that big on Halloween. But our tiny village likes to celebrate, it seems. I mean, like every house we went to was really friendly, and they gave out a lot of candies. Then we went to our friend's house to their grandpa, and grandpa wasn't ready for Halloween, so he just gave us back like full packages of candy. You know where you get like one piece of candy at some houses, right? He just had the whole package of gummy bears because he wasn't ready. He was like, "Oh yeah, here, like I'm not familiar with the Halloween costume, so here you take a whole bag of candy." And we're like, "Okay, Grandpa, thank you very much, duly appreciated." So you notice like the overpower is working way better than the crit right now because overpower just works. But we only have, how much overpower do we have only running? 2,000. So the thought would now be, hey Kai, good to see you there. See, like, do you see the damage with all our minions? Like, and everyone overpowering? It's so much fun. Our minions are just dying so fast.
I'm not ready.
Oh, that was a quick stun. I didn't see that coming. Oh, so beautiful. Holy. Oh, just get a random GoXLR crown. Tier 79 dungeon. Hello? Anyone? Does the Discord have the Google Doc with the ranking for the builds? The file is not done yet. That file is not released. I'm sorry. All right, works definitely better than the works, but the goal is to do a tier 100 dungeon with this, and I wouldn't say that this wouldn't be tier 100 dungeon ready yet. My theory is resistance changes have not been applied to minions, so they're melting. Yeah, but they're also melting to normal physical damage with which they shouldn't, you know? So that has me a little bit Blood Moon breaches are working. We're doing good damage, so that's nice. The thought would be, because I can't get the cold mage stuff in, we could sacrifice just the cold mages. And that would give me another 600 overpower. So we essentially play this just with skeletal warriors. Me and the gang. Me and the lads, chat. me and the lads are going out, and we're gonna get our... yeah. Let's see. Tier 100 with me and the lads. I saw they changed death defense. Yeah, but the past death defense is now a passive review, in case you didn't know that. DXI, good to see you there. Howdy. The Bloodlines yesterday was so strong, yes. But not every build can turn out to be ultra strong, right? Some builds will just be okay. Like, simple as it is. Like, not every build can be, like, mental insanity.
I'm not ready.
I mean, damage is good, right? We're getting these guys out of the picture. Oh, all my minions are dead again. I mean, I'm not dead, so that's decent, but my minions are just getting melted by the elemental damage. That's crazy. I'm myself not dying, and I'm getting these enemies killed. Right? But as we're missing our minions, we're just missing the minions to blood search around, because that's the whole point of the build, right? That you get minions to blood search around the minions, and that's the fun. Yeah, they're just dying to the poison. Look how they're just going away. Wow, the poison just eats them.
I'm not ready.
Yeah, that explosion also just eats them. Jesus. Well, we could summon them really fast with a bonus attack speed, but they just get eaten by everything. Left, right, and center. Do I have death defense points in? I have death defense points even in. We can get these skeletal mage points, by the way, out. Damage reduction by 6% when you have no minions. Each active minion reduces this by 2%. I mean, I could still get 18% damage reduction and then reduce that by 12% to still get 6% damage reduction. Seems weird. Seems weird. Is what it is. Take it or leave it. Mage Cliff, yeah, but having to play Mage Cliff just to get that working feels plenty awful. I mean, see, my minions are dead again. They didn't even survive for a single second. So right now, the Blood Surge Summoner in the end game is more like Blood Surge, and then the minions are just an afterthought. But it would be so much. I need you to survive more, minions, because you're supposed to be applying my curses for me. That's the whole plan. Like, if you're not applying my curses, who's applying my curses?
I'm not ready yet.
That's a lot of lightning here. Just saying. That's a lot of lightning here. So if they just die like this, who's applying my curses? What you're saying is we would have to socket the mage glyph that we don't have leveled up at all. Where is it? Where is it? I'm blind. Corporal, desecration, exclamation, exploit, golem, grave hero, mage. So mage gives minions gain 35% increased resistance to all elements. And the problem is that would be useless because the mage glyph would give you that, while the warrior glyph gives you minions and gain increased armor. And the problem is that this would give you mage damage, but we don't need mage damage. That being said, let's at least try it out. So damage while healthy out. Mage glyph in, as we're not even playing the mages right now because they are useless. That one needs intelligence to work, and it doesn't even have enough intelligence in the range. I'm lacking the points to get this going because why not? Give me 2 points here. Okay, so technically they have more resistance to all elements now. Technically. Die Grüße an Sauerland. Thank you very much for your super chat. Appreciate it a lot. So now we have the minions out, and they're not dying that fast. They're still dying, but they're at least surviving. So one up for minion survival.
I need more time.
It still like just feels plenty clunky being I mean, this is still a tier 100 dungeon, right? You gotta consider I don't have like min-max minion gear for this right now. So I guess if we're looking at me missing like, let's say 100% minion life because of non-min-max gear, and then still see that it actually works, right? I mean, they're all dying. That's interesting to me, but it's like this is more clunky than good.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah. Oh, well, like damage is there. I'm actually rather surprised how much damage we have with this build right now for... This is a tier 100 dungeon. We're just eating it. Duriel mat's annoying to get. I mean, they're the only farm we have left, and I guess it's okay. Like, yeah, they are to a degree annoying, but on the other hand, if they would be too easy to farm, there would be really nothing left. Well, we barely have anything left when it comes down to any kind of farm, right? I guess it makes Hell Tides at least popular. If now Hell Tides would at least drop a proper amount of like shards every time, because some Hell Tides, and I will die on this hill, guys, but some Hell Tides definitely 100% have like scuffed shard drop chances. Yeah, that wasn't no Bone Storm active. So they have some very scuffed drop chances for shards. Can you explain what overpower is for my dumbness? Overpower is like critical strike, a condition that applies with a 3% chance, or when you do certain things like cast 5 blood surges in a row. And overpower scales with your overpower multiplier, which in my case is 2,600%. That overpower multiplier gets also multiplied with your life and your fortify. I am not sure why I died there. So it's your life, your fortify, and then plus also the overpower. Weapon damage, all damage, core skill damage, times vulnerable, times critical strike chance, and then bibbity bobbity bobbity boo, you suddenly do a lot of damage. That kind of how it all comes together. I have to say, without my Bone Storm, we are kind of squishy. Unsurprising, to be honest. 'Cause that's why we play the Bone Storm. I'm like shook by dying so fast to elemental damage currently. Then again, I'm also missing a huge chunk of my usual damage reduction that I have running, so I guess I have an explanation for this. I have to say, everything feels like so weak now compared to the other builds we have going on. It saddens me. It saddens me to a big degree that the Bloodlands build and the Blood Surge build we both had running were so absolutely banger, but all the Summoner builds are just not doing it. I mean, we're getting the damage out, so the damage I'm fine with is obviously lower than with the other overpower builds. But yeah, this is sad today. When are you fortified? When your fortify reaches your maximum life, then you're fortified. So if I have 19,000 life, I need to have 19,000 fortify to be fortified. And you fortify in this build by doing blood skill damage and also by picking up blood orbs, which would then fortify you. Which is actually really funny that we don't get this fortify right now because we're not having the intelligence running. Still, though, we did fortify enough. Still, though, we did fortify because we have the thing with the blood skill damage to fortify. Wait here. So this one here, hitting enemies with blood skills has up to a 30% chance to fortify you. And the good part about Drain Vitality is that Drain Vitality works with all your minions. So if you have Death Speaker's Pendant running and you're Drain Vitalitying, this trigger actually works all there. By the way, I kind of noticed why lightning kills me, guys, because we swapped out the ring. Hey, chat, remember when we swapped out the ring and our resistance plummeted there because we accidentally swapped out the ring? We had a ring that had a lightning resistance gem in. Well, that explains at least why the lightning damage was doing so much lightning damage to us, right? Okay. Let me quickly run for the toilet, then I'll be back and we'll see what we do with this board because I really want to make the Blood Moon Breaches work. I'm so sad if I can't make them work. I mean, I did make them work in a different build, so don't get me wrong about that. They do work. But I wanted to make them work with minions, but right now Blood Surge Summoner just doesn't feel good in a tier 100. You're back. Is this actually live? Yes, it says live on YouTube. Okay, sorry. Yeah, we could put a lightning gem in, I guess, to at least have more lightning. Juggernaut, greetings to you and your community.
Look, but don't touch.
Thank you for raiding over. Thank you for hanging out. That is very kind of you.
I hope you appreciate.
Okay. Another tier 100. Wow, volcanic, drifting shade, lightning storm, blood blister, volcanic, blood blister, volcanic, lightning storm. Why don't you just kill me? I hate lightning storm. Wow. Why don't you just kill me? No, Infinus, we are trying currently to make, we tried to make Sever Summoner work. That didn't work. Can you do a tier list of all your necro builds? I'm already working on that, Alvin, but I need a few more days for that. But it's coming. And now we're trying to get the Blood Surge Summoner to beat a tier 100 dungeon. That's a little bit the plan. Because we know the Blood Surge Summoner is good. But sadly, as it seems, it's not tier 100 dungeon good. Ow. Higher damage, huh? It just feels lacking in comparison to the... Okay, I'm not sure how that killed me straight away. Yeah, in comparison to the other two builds we made yesterday, which just breathe through this. Huh. Sadness. I was hoping to have better news for you. This is bad. What do you think of the top 3 Necker builds this season? Bloodlands, Tempest Storm, and probably Bone Spear still. But yeah, Bloodlands, Tempest Storm. I mean, our new Bone Surge, our Blood Surge Tempest Storm build is also insane. It's actually better than the normal Tempest Storm, I have to say. So we have a Blood Surge build that essentially utilizes the concept of Tempest Storm to Blood Surge, and that just works so well. It's stupid how well it works, to be honest. I'm rather surprised. That's crazy. We're gonna reach the end of the day, guys, and all these builds are gonna be What could I do your Blood Surge build without the Uber items? Yes, you can 100% do the Blood Surge build without the Uber items. But if you're then going for tier 100 dungeons, you want to have the unique items. So every build I do works with... I'm not sure why you kill me straight away with one hit. So all the builds I do work without the uniques. Just that the uniques make the respective builds then excel for the endgame content. Because let's be real, as you're hitting level 100, you should have Blood Moon Breaches. You should probably have Flicker Stab. You should probably have the Littlest Wall as you hit 100. If you're not having that still, time to farm, right? I mean, finally a reason to actually farm. Because before, there's never been much reason to actually farm. Oh, I'm dead. Great. I'm still surprised you would one-hit me, like, straight away with my HP and my armor, regardless, and my damage reduction. Is there a Death Speaker build that will do Ubers in tier 100? No, sadly not. Sadly not. We're running here into one issue. That we have to compromise so much for minions that you're losing out on all the survival or the damage. So we are trying to use the Littlest Wall together with Disobedience, together with the area to create enough survivability. But due to playing Blood Moon Breaches, which does give us some damage reduction, and the Flicker Step, which does give us some damage reduction, we still have enough armor, but still not good amount of armor because we need like 12,000 armor. And that's where the Death Speaker Pendants comes in, because we're actually missing the armor there of another 20.8%. We're forced to play this chest, which is shitty because Soul Brown would be better. Yeah, right now the way it is that you would go for a Blood Surge build, and this is a Blood Surge build, right? And you would play the Summoner roughly around level probably 80, 85 to 90. And then you would decide that, well, that was good. We really enjoyed it, but it's about time to change it up. And you would take like your minion points out of where they are, and you would gem them into other things because they're better suited on other shenanigans, as I do here right now. And as you then like finally able to mitigate your minion points over, you would say goodbye to all your minions and hire your elemental resistances, which is actually really fun about this build because suddenly you're 70, 70, 70, 70 everywhere. And that makes the Blood Moon Breaches relatively useless apart from max damage experiments, because that's where it's still good. But as you're like kind of sacrificing all your minions, you could finally then still play the Blood Moon Breaches as you had it or not. But we could then go for the actual good build where you don't have to compromise anymore. And now I'll show you what we have been playing until now, you know, until things have not been working out anymore. And you can get rid of this right now. You can get rid of Coven's Fangs. You can play Prey on the Weak. You can play Undying, but you actually don't need... actually, we would play Undying with this, right? We would play Metamorphosis plus Blood Boil. Hemomancy. We're missing Hemomancy. No, we're missing Hemomancy. Even though there's a hot discussion about Hemomancy being good, bad, or ugly. And then as you have everything assembled, the Ring of Mendel that we don't actually need comes back. Now we can play our actual blood rings. Which are not the actual blood rings. Wait a second. These are not the actual blood rings we're having. We need the Corpse Tendril aspect. We need the Overpower. We need the Blood Surge. Did I not have like a backup ring for this? I'm pretty sure I had a backup ring. This is my lazy boy backup ring because I don't want to get Gore Quilts back enchanted. And then you would get the Banished Lord's Talisman. And bibbity bobbity bobbity boo. We are a fantastic build, and who are you? Actually, that wasn't the one we wanted. Where did I swap you to? Where did I swap you to? Do. I am blind. Ring. Now just to paint like the big difference in how different things can feel, right? That's the whole point. You can go into your Paragon board, and you don't have to do this weird road over the Debt Razor board anymore, right? Which helps tremendously. So you can be like, oh yeah, we don't have to go weirdly over the Debt Razor board. We can get rid of the Mage Glyph. We can put Imbiber back in. So you're not wasting your points on some random absolute nonsense bullshit shebang. Nope. Screw Dead Razor. That's like the thing. I think like Blood Surge Summoner is good until level 90, and then And then it's about time to say goodbye. Because until 90, it kind of like still works and everything makes sense. But the reason why you want the bone graft board and why the bone graft board is just so goddamn, like, oh, choke me bone graft board. Like, kind of, you know? Wait, what the fuck just happened? What just broke? Chat, what did just break? Great. Just to show you the difference between these two builds and how easy it is to transition. That's like my plan. Well, I guess I'll be having to make a follow-up video where I tell people then that they will have to at some point transition out of that build. I am so sad right now. I am so sad. I was convinced I could make it work, Chad. I was convinced I could make it work, and I was wrong. And if I don't like one thing, then that is being wrong. Things change a little bit because you're suddenly playing the Essence Glyph here as well. Essence Glyph is quite nice. I've done these Paragon boards now so many times that I'm just like not even checking where I'm clicking because I just know what I'm clicking. But yes, it would really be nice if there was some kind of loadout feature, if we're honest with each other. I would really prefer having some kind of loadout feature where I don't actually have to do these boards over and over and over and over and over again. Like, absolutely amazing would that be? I mean, literally imagine not having to slave away here and just doing that. It would also be helpful if Blizzard, instead of making a refund all button, Chan, they could have made a refund board button. But we don't want to complain, Chan, because we can be happy that we actually have this at all. Because we all know it could also be that we have to wait another 10 years to get this. So this is why you want the bone graft board, because if we're now going up here, we're actually getting another life plus, and this is like so much life plus, it's actually absolutely insane. Which kind of reminds me why the Essence Glyph is in here. This reminds me again why the Essence Glyph was in here. Because down here, you're actually clapping both intelligence nodes, which makes it very possible to put control in. But on the other one, you're not doing that. You have 6 points left. Where do I have 6 points left? I was missing these 2 points. Never reached that. I could reach this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could reach that and that, which is shadow resistance. It doesn't actually hurt to consider. You could get blood orb healing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Leave these 4 open. It was just about like getting this build now out to you, gentlemen. Okay, finally. Where's that tier 100 dungeon? Still have one cooking. 8 volcanic, probably gonna die to volcanic regardless. So now, chat, this is what we're talking about going for the new build. Are you done with PUBG? For years already, Zen? I mean, PUBG's done with itself. It's not that I'm done with PUBG. You know, PUBG killed itself. PUBG didn't give us creators a choice but to move away. Like, what you gonna do? Stick to a game that's just slowly dying, where the leadership is absolutely incompetent? So you notice how like the damage is vastly higher. We're just going through. We're having T-Bolt's will to restore our essence. We're just, yeah. So that is where the difference lies in like the summoner and the non-summoner version, and why I'm saying you need to transition out of the summoner. Sadly, and again, I never wanted to make that video because you all know how much I love the summoner version. Now I'm playing the wrong ring for essence right now. You know what? I want that umbral ring for this too. That could be insane. We should try out the umbral ring. So I guess you can see where the big difference is, huh? We'll pull everything together and then we die. Wow, I did underestimate. I did underestimate their damage. Sadness now. Shouldn't have died there. Vastly different, right? When you do 2 million overpowers now due to the Banished Lord's Talisman, because Banished Lord's Talisman OP, that thing is just crazy. And there's one thing that you need to consider now. The Banished Lord's Talisman is absolutely crazy, right, Chad? But they actually nerfed how crit works, right? Imagine crit would still work the old way. Third, I'll contact with your Bloodlands Necro. Bloodlands Necro number 1. I love to see more people giving Bloodlands the attention it deserves, because Bloodlands is just so good. Yeah, I'm currently, I need to try out the Umbral Ring. Give me a second. I'm surprised, Dan. Feels like I want to have the Umbral Ring. So the Bloodlands build is fantastic. I've had so much fun with this, especially clearing Uber Lilith, because it's just like crazy to... Ah, there you go. Let me see. What do I have different? Bloodbath, Grasping Veins. Oh, I don't have Untimely Death. Huh? That's weird. Oh, what? Huh? What did we swap Untimely Death for yesterday? Different build. Different build. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Umbral. That one I can never over enchant. This ring is sacred, Shad. This ring cannot be touched. There's no way I can ever like remotely put my finger on that ring, because it needs to stay exactly that way forever. It is so important that that ring is sacred. But where's my other... Ah, there you are. Oh, you had a perfect gore quill. I don't want to over enchant you because you have the perfect gore quill roll. Wait, where's my other ring? When did I... When did I put my other ring off? Where's the umbral ring? I just had it on. When did I click that? Umbral, thank you. Go there. So where's my... What did I want it to do? Oh yeah, I wanted to rip that out. Holy. My brain is working very inefficient today. I'm sorry, Chad. Let's see how Umbral feels. And by the way, you notice one thing, guys. We have 8,500 armor. And that's the only weak spot about this build because it's using so many... It's using so many, like, uniques that you can't really get more armor. There's a minimal more armor gain. Like, I can get another 600 armor, 800 armor through skulls and so on. And it's definitely worth it to do that. So right now, what I would do is I would get rid of all the diamonds in here. I would only put skulls in because that's a 250 plus, so 500 plus. Then you could change the helmet to a newer helmet, which would give you another like 900 plus. And in total, that would vastly reduce the damage everyone deals. Yeah, that's like the final min-maxing you have left. Kind of. So it's cool that you're here, boys, but could you please follow up on me? Because we want to, like... We want to get everyone together. You know? Thank you. That's the bone storm I've been waiting for. Why are you killing me? That fire damage should have never killed me. I am so bamboozled. Today. What's the blue flag? That's Favorite. That is trash. Oh, I died to volcanic. Yeah, no. I died to volcanic. Sadness. Good. So you favorite items that you cannot accidentally disenchant them. Very important, because who would want to accidentally break their items? Duriel is now what you need to do for your cool items. That's where you get all the cool things from. I'm still questioning the damage I'm taking today. But honestly, it might be that just I need to actually change the armor values, because it is like really important this season to have the armor values running. It's actually crazy how big the difference is in that. It was already significant before, but now the armor values are even more important due to the changes they actually did to everything. It's like more important than ever to have things running. Which is funny because it used to be a little bit like so-and-so before, right? And now we're at the point where you do this or you're going to be in constant pain. Right? Pull everything together before we crit. Okay, let me pull you two nerds together. Oh, that is a bunch of elites right now, but up. Pull them together, stun them, and then overpower my love. Everyone laughed about overpower builds the season before, Chan. And now I laugh about you. Surge better than lands. The Surge build is better for the overworld because it just kills a whole room with a press of one button. Okay. Where the Lance build is better for clearing dungeon. Oh, wow. I should have not died there. So the Lance build is definitely better for clearing dungeons. And that is a simple matter of fact about being just further away from your enemies, which is not true because the Lance build that I play is actually close into your enemies. But Surge still needs to actually stand next to one, right? Where Lance can just stand on Narnia, like Lance can just literally be on the other side of the room and throw the lances in. Where Surge really needs to be inside your face. I personally like Surge more, but that's just a like. That is no evaluation of strength or anything. It's just me liking that build. Because like with Lance, you have to just lance a lot, right? And you can do like pew, 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 lance. I mean, it's cool like doing these massive lance plays. But with a Surge, like I literally just stand here in the middle, right? And I just jam the Surge button and then boom, 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 everything is dead. Right? That's how, oh God, really? I could die to this. And I personally like that more. But again, preference. Just play whatever you feel like playing. Both are good builds. By the way, Umbral is working really good. I'm surprised how well Umbral is working. I knew it was decent. But it's performing above expectations. Expectations I had 0. Expectations I had 0. So it's certainly performing above any expectations I ever put into that. Number one thing, always pull everything together because that really hires your critical strike damage. And that makes a vast difference in destroying these elite packs, right? Because doing like 2 or 4 million crits, I guess that makes a difference, huh? Pull them together, get things running, and then boom. Oh, where's your HP? Where's your HP, bruv? Huh? What happened to Sever Summoner? Didn't work. What happened to Blood Surge Summoner? Didn't work for late game. So Sever Summoner and Blood Surge Summoner are both incredible level builds. But I would currently say that they're not viable for sadly the end game. And that makes me incredibly sad to say because these are two of my absolute favorite builds that I genuinely love to death. But they are sadly not working as of now for the high content. You can get to 100 with them. But if you then want to clear, so see, this is like the evolution of the this is the evolution of the Sever. This is the evolution of the Blood Surge Summoner, for example, because after you're done with the Blood Surge Summoner, you're essentially gonna put it into the Blood Surge Infinus build, and then you have a build that essentially allows you to do millions of overpowered damage, like you see like a couple of million dropping here like consistently, and it's just so much fun to play. Like, high recommendation to give this really a try and don't laugh about it. It's just so cool. I mean, Bloodlands, yes, is better for killing bosses, by the way. But, I mean, it's not like we're like struggling against the boss here at all, right? And before you ask, yes, this build can kill Uber Lilith. We've already done it. Which was a surprise to me as much as it is for you. But we already killed Uber Lilith with this one. We're kind of like, wow, that's nice. I did not expect this to actually work that crazy, but it did. What would you rate the Blood Surge compared to Infinimist and Bone Spear? Infinimist is safer to play because you're constantly safe, but it's faster than Infinimist, that's for sure. Bone Spear is faster than this because Bone Spear is just a one-button thing to play. Pure Summoner 100 level does not pass. Pure Summoner can clear a tier 100 dungeon, but it takes you ages. So the thing is that a Pure Summoner can clear a tier 100 dungeon. It just takes a while. Infinimist is very slow, yes, but that's because you're playing the wrong version of Infinimist. You're not playing Infinimist with Blight. I play Infinimist with Blight, and my Tempest Storm, because I play Tempest Storm, is like a billion times faster than what Infinimist has to offer. So please don't play Reap. Can summoners beat Uber Lilith? A Mendon summoner can beat Uber Lilith. I've tried it already. That's considering that you have all the max minion life items. That's considering that you have Ring of Mendon, right? And all this kind of stuff. So, yes, you can, but it will still take ages. Playing the one for Max, what's the version including Blight? Well, you essentially put Reap out and put Blight in. Because Blight is just better than Reap. Simple. Reap out, Blight in. That's what you do. Okay, so we have the Blood Surge going today. As we went there, yeah. Let's do Duriel's, chat. I have Duriel's. Who has Duriel mats and wants to do Duriel? We do this with the community every day. We try to get at least 1, 2, 3 Duriels in. If you do have Duriel mats yourself, you can join. Give me your ID and I'll invite you. Bronx, you can just join the team. I think you should be my friend list, but I'm not sure. Harley, you wanted to join as well, so I'll invite you to the party. Bronx, you're in the clan. Let me see. Bronx, we'll get you in. Invite to party. And then we should already have, like, we have Harley in. We have you. Is that you? Shilane. And we're missing Sandraken. And if you're faster than Sandraken, Dia, you can get in. Does this build work without the Litless Wall? Yes, slower and sluggish, Terry. The Litless Wall allows this to survive a tier 100 dungeon. Now, again, you have to consider... So I will have... Yeah, Bronx, we can do Grigor quick. So, yes, this build works without Litless Wall. No, I would not recommend doing this without Litless Wall. Again, if you're 100 and you're clearing 100... No, if you want to clear 100 dungeons, you should also have tier 100 dungeons, the right equipment for it.
Not while I'm in town.
Right? I mean, you're not clearing tier 100 dungeons and you're running around with like shitty items. Correct? So we need to do 1 Grigor, then you have everything Bronx. So 1 Grig and then Duriel's. Do you think it's still worth to share runs for Varsh and Grigor after a while? Yes.
I need more time.
I mean, Dan, if someone wants to come with you, like people always need uniques. I mean, I have not done a single Duriel alone because I would just feel fucking terrible. Because you're robbing people the chance to get Uber uniques. I mean, obviously there are no handouts and whatsoever, but I want everyone to have Uber uniques at the end of the day. I don't have Uber uniques myself, so I feel like sharing is a must, right? If I'm solo nobody to run with, don't feel bad about it. I mean, you do what you have to do, right? But for me as the content creator, I mean, if you see a content creator running Duriel alone and not inviting you, you're gonna, like, that's bad. Why do you even stream? I don't want to call out any content creators. I mean, if you do it because you want to test if a build can do it, sure. But realistically, if you create content and you're not sharing your runs with your community at least, come on now. What the fuck? What are you doing? Solo self-found hardcore? I mean, solo self-found hardcore deeds nuts. Well, we're softcore players here, sir. Okay, now you got the eggs, and we could go for Duriel, right? Let me clear my inventory quickly. Yes, Jack. If a stream is solo self-found hardcore, then obviously he wouldn't be sharing with you. But then again, I mean, why would you watch solo self-found hardcore people running around and be like, oh no, please don't die? And then they're like, oh no, Scroll of Escape, Potion of Invincibility. Sorry, don't let me making fun of hardcore people distract you from the fact that I'm making fun of hardcore people. By the way, chat, I haven't released this build to the public yet, and I'm sorry for this, but we made a Bone Spirit build work. I haven't had time yet to release this to the public. We did it live on stream, but they're still... Oh, who's missing? Who's not coming with us? Who left the team? What happened? Are you coming back, or do I have to invite a new one? If you're not coming back, I'm going to invite a new one.
I cannot do that.
Litless Wall, only Duriel, or in other places too? No, Litless Wall can drop from Gregoire. Was it Gregoire? Exclamation mark unique farm in the chat gives you a list with everything. Here, there's the list with everything. I'm going to post it on YouTube as well. Lord Zier is Litless. Wait, I have like here, I have an imager. Here you go, that has everything in it. Yeah. I have so far only found one Litless Wall. One Litless Wall. I have not found another one, and mine is a low roll, which is sad. Some people want money for the runs. Yeah, which I don't understand. Like, what do you need money for? What do you need money for? And I like you just make millions by existing. I mean, I burned through 80 million today for respecking, by the way, Chad. Which is also a little bit crazy because why is respecking not for free? Could someone please explain for a second why respecking is not for free?
I'm not ready yet.
I love that we're playing Bloodlands here, my friend. I mean, seriously, you want to, like, they want you to experiment. They want you to try build variety, and then it's not even for free to respec. What is this?
I'm not ready yet.
What else would you use? Go for rolling items. Re-rolling item stats. That gets very expensive as well. I mean, technically you shouldn't respec 8 times per day like I did now for trying out multiple builds. But what if you're trying out multiple builds? I mean, is Daddy Blizzard gonna be like, nah, you ain't allowed to do that, sir. This is illegal. We can't have you respecking that often. This does not compute, sir. I mean, I rerolled like for what, 30 million, and I didn't get the stat I was looking for. So that's where your money should go and nowhere else. When your money should never go into trying to have more fun with the game. You min-maxing an item, sure, a fixed component of the game. But me trying out different builds and trying to have fun, why do I need to farm for that? Why do you need to farm for a basic component of the game? Oh, amulet. I don't need the amulets anymore. I need only the Ubers. That's about it. Who in the chat already has an Uber, guys? And how many things did you have to kill for it? I think I'm like right now at 30 Duriels? 30? Starless Skies? I won Starless Skies. That's a cool one. I get an Uber chest, but I roll worse than your 860. I mean, you don't get them for the rolls usually, right? You get them for the cool abilities. For the cool abilities. For kills your grandfather. I just want to have grandfather to see the maximum amount of crits you can do. I don't actually want to run a build with grandfather. I literally just want to have it to see how high my bloodlines could crit. I'm sorry, Chad. Don't want to play the item at all. I'm building crit with grandfather and bone spear. Yeah, but that's bone spear. We want to see what bloodlines can do. Come on, bloodlines is life. What aspect are you removing the bloodlines build for that? Oh, I would just use it for boss killing. So it wouldn't be good for tier 100 dungeoning anymore, because I would have to kill the littlest wall. So you would kill the littlest wall and the wand aspect to play grandfather. Which would make the game, which would make the bloodlines build only be a boss killer, and that's about it. So I would put the grandfather in my backpack and just carry it around with me, and whenever I encounter a boss, you whoop it out and you're like, bum, 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 bum.
I'm not ready.
I prefer Necro or Druid. Well, I only have Necros. And I have one Druid at level 50, and then I stopped playing Druid because I found it ass. My thing is about this game, and I don't know if you feel the same, chat, but for me, I hate basic skills. I think basic skills are absolutely atrocious. And I want to run builds that do not rely or need basic skills at all. Now in the Blood Surge build, we obviously do still have Hemorrhage running because you kind of need it in between. That's like an overpowered Hemorrhage, and I really don't need to hit it a lot of times throughout the dungeon when I'm dungeoneering. Boss fights I do need to hit it more often. But yeah, I don't want to play like builds that use basic attacks primarily. That's why I like so much the Shadow Necro, because the Shadow Necro doesn't like ever play any kind of basic skills. I mean, like my Tempest Storm Necro does not use basic skills and permanently has essence to do whatever it wants to do. Oh god, the loot is gonna get bucked in the wall. I have everything already. What I'm getting here. I could get a max roll GoXLR crown. Yeah, that's my best GoXLR crown I've seen so far, so that's good. That's what I'm still missing. A max roll GoXLR. Minimal, but still good. I completed the story and took all statues and discovered the whole map. What would you recommend I should do now? I mean, now you can try to get max level, fight the Uber bosses, get your vampiric powers up. Are you world tier 3, 4 already? Get to world tier 3, 4. To then try out further harder content, bigger, faster donger. Isn't it also when you haven't the campaign done that you can't do the season mechanic? Yeah. I'll try other Necro builds, but Bloodlands is fun. Bloodlands is just brilliant. I don't know if you have tried out the Bloodlands 2.0, because we made a Bloodlands Lidless Wall build that essentially flies through dungeons. I'm very proud of that creation. I am very proud of that creation. Who's missing? Oh, still selling. The thing is, I was really committed to D3. Seasons, max runs, EDC, but I kind of missed this in D4. D4 is as casual as it goes. Even if there's a leaderboard in D4, I would have like zero interest in dabbling with the leaderboard. I think D4 is the perfect game for gamer moms, gamer dads that just want to play some demon slaying after they're done with their work. That is what D4 is. D4 is not hardcore. D4 is not difficult. D4 is not grindy. That grindy in comparison. It's a very casual game. It's essentially mobile Diablo in its whole setup. Now, a lot of people don't like that because, well, surprise, they actually want a super grindy, super crazy, super hardcore, super whatsoever Diablo. It's just ultra giga casual. I mean, at this point, we can kill Duriel like another 100 times and I could just get my Uber uniques, which is cool. And that's amazing. But that's also, again, gamer moms and gamer dads. Like, before, getting an Uber unique would only be possible for the people that slave away their life. Now Henry from the steel mill, who just came home to his 24 kids and his exhausted wife and tells his wife to give him a beer and he can play some Diablo now, can just go kill Uber Duriel 5 times and have an Uber unique that he has no right to in any way possess technically due to the game time he has put in. It's what it is, right? You're feeling stuck getting no gear upgrades. Mate, I've been getting no gear upgrades for the past 20 hours of playing. I've the same rings that I've had 20 hours ago. My amulet just tops the new like amulet. The best upgrades you get from world bosses are killing Duriel. I mean, right now I would grind the Duriel mats, kill Duriel because he drops 925 items and that's it. That's what I do. That's where I get my stuff from. Like, I don't even pick up other stuff than what Duriel drops, essentially. A ring. Ring of Starless Skies, it could have been. That's a very low roll. Do we have one more? Or are we done? I don't understand how I get the best gear pre-100 than nothing for the next 100 hours of gameplay. You have one more? Perfect. I'll be right back. Just selling my stuff because I'm full. Reset dungeon. Oh, can't reset dungeon yet. I mean, you can play Passive Exile and get a mirror in the first hour of play. And the Naruma, different still. I think mirror is way more likely to drop than the Uber uniques, Naruma. If I remember mirror correctly. Not as likely, but far more likely than. Okay, I need a 925 dagger. No. Sword. Intelligence basic. Nope. Size. Nope. That's overpower. Vulnerable. Nope. If it's not a max roll, I don't want it. Thank you very much.
I can break that down.
So this is really how I go item shopping, right? 925 items, and if there's anything good, like new rings too, but I don't get new rings. Like it's It's literally impossible to get new rings this season. I don't know how you feel about it, but
I can break that down.
okay, chat, you boys, you're in the dungeon. I can't reset the dungeon. Can't reset. Now I can reset. You don't have any ancestral chest. I am sorry. Then you do not have an ancestral chest. I think that aside from rerolling one stat, we should be able to extract and exchange another one from another equipment piece. There could be many more mechanics to get things running. Also, overflow, that looks brilliant. I just don't know what the left side actually does. You know? Littlest gang. Woo whoop. Well, that's interesting to Rama. I was sure that it was actually more common, but still doesn't change the fact that Uber uniques are like right now ever more accessible than anything ever before. I don't know where to put my 4 points in, if I'm honest with you. So that means I have a very sad video to make to tell people that they have to stop playing Blood Surge Summoner. Because it won't get them to kill Uber Lilith and Duriel. Well, you can kill Duriel with it, but it won't get them to clear a tier 100 dungeon. No, chat. That still has me sad. I'm reeling. At 70, you get all your uniques. That's why you're stuck at Sacred. Ah, I see what you did. See, that's why I didn't go for any uniques in tier 3. I wanted to get the Death Speaker's Pendant, but I instantly decided to not go for it because I wanted to have all the max roll uniques. Like the thing is, right? When you kill the tier 4 bosses, you just get them so fast. I missed the Bloodlines build already of just sending it down south, like lands. That's been really one of my more favorite builds right now. We might just go back to Bone Spirit tomorrow, chat. So cool. I don't even remember how the Bone Spirit build was made. I'll be having to go back into the VOD to find that out. But now with all my experiments failing today regarding the Sever and so on, Chan. Now I don't have any more builds to make. When I could now tops work on the Uber uniques to get my last pair of Uber uniques. Okay, that is close. Ah, stat damage reduction. So I could really work on the Uber uniques, but that's about it. Oh, the rank on all my builds, I'll definitely be dropping that video. Don't worry about that, Inferno. I have a couple of videos planned. I want to talk about survivability, why you're dying so often, and why you're not tanky enough. That is a video I want to make regarding like armor values and how armor values work in this season. So that's something I still want to do. There's a couple more builds to cover, so to send your way, because I just do enjoy making builds. Probably a bit of opinion pieces about this season still, because I do like season 2 tremendously. But season 2 is showing like one thing again, a lot of half-cooked chin. I don't know who's responsible, and this is like the crazy part. Like all the Diablo devs that you usually see seem so dedicated and excited, but every feature they release seems like half-cooked and not 100% well thought out. So that's why I'm a bit like, how can everything just seem half cooked? Right? Oh, we've almost 3,000 viewers in here. Jesus Christ, chat. Thank you very much for all being here with us. Oh yeah, Bloodless Scream Build. Thank you for reminding me. Is Sever good? No, Sever sadly failed completely. Can Duriel be killed solo? Yes, 100%. Easily. Is there a good single target boss killer for Duriel? Yes, Bloodlands. Also, you don't need to get lucky on the overpower crits because you just have 30 to 50% overpower, 60% in my case. And then you have like on top of all that overpower, you just put then your crit chance, you put the overpower guaranteed. It's not really lucky when you just have the stats to back it up. When you'll overpower eventually anyways, a lot of times, and then just getting that to also critical strike, very easy. So Bloodlands is the best build for Season 2. Not for leveling. Bloodlands can level, but there's just better level builds. So I would level right now with Blood Surge. Blood Surge Summoner or no Summoner until I'm level 70, 75. Then I would probably swap over to Bloodlands and to just farm Uber bosses and Nightmare Dungeons. That's what I would currently do. If I would start from the very beginning again, or I would play Blight Summoner and then on World Tier 4 swap over to Tempest and destroy everything with Tempest. Show the Paragon for this build. In the description, Soul Ninja, there is a link to all my builds, and there you can also find this one with the Paragon board. So you always have that accessible, and you don't have to ask yourself, what has he, you know? Parlez-vous français? We don't want you to do that. Bloodlands over Bone Spear. Bone Spear will always be the most damage. There's no question. Like, no matter how much they buff everything, Bone Spear will be the most damage. But Bloodlands is very close behind, to be honest. Okay, max roll Soulbrand. Let's go. It has maximum life, good barrier generation, less lucky hit, but good damage reduction. It's better than what I have. It's 2% less there, but it's another... it's another 4% better there. And it has more max life. Vastly more max life. Yeah, I'm probably going to take that. Cool. Okay. Lads, thank you for these Uber Lilith. Thank you for these Uber Duriel runs. I sadly can't do more. And we'll also be having to end the stream now because my family is waiting for me. My wife with her broken foot is alone with my tiny little devils upstairs. And that needs to be supported. So thank you very much for coming today, for watching, for lurking, for chatting. I'll be back tomorrow with more Diablo because I still enjoy the game and get some things to do. We'll definitely not play the all November long, chat. We'll be not playing all November long Diablo because there's just not enough content. But I think I have like 10, 15 days probably left for more Diablo. Therefore, have a great good time. Have a great good day. Thank you for coming, watching, lurking, chatting today. Hope to see you all tomorrow again. Same time, same place. See you there.